Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, it's Regit, and welcome to me once again being out of depth saying that. Oh, crikey. So, this is the stage I'm here to have a look at. Apparently it's not here for very long, but it's a merciless challenge, apparently mislabeled as insane, I've heard, and it's WanWan, like WanWan, but different, and by the looks of it, high definition, which actually is all we need. Here it is indeed, apparently mislabeled. I was looking at the stage previously just to see if it was old hat and something I'd missed out on, or if it is new hat and something I best pay attention to. Maybe the discrepancy in level difficulty is a hint at the discrepancy and unknowns that we're about to encounter. So, I'm going to do a scouting attempt. It's a very much shame that this is a no continue stage, but it does give us an opportunity to... Actually, no, it doesn't present an opportunity to do anything, really. No continues are just bad. Cautious worker cat upgrade at the exact moment it comes out. Skill McGill, it's fine. We've got plenty of base lamp to be working with. Relics, though, that's going to be a bit of a problem. Maybe something sturdy like Seafarer, and then just have some of these units accompanying it, I'm thinking. Yeah, that looks like it'll be enough. Okay, and that'll give us a decent opportunity for some worker cat. I've gone into this with my Cats of the Cosmos loadout because it is, after all, an alien enemy that we see over here. Starred, in fact. I do actually really like the stars on top of that. In fact, the little sort of like Celeboodle type space helmet of your sort of thing, I'm liking it, I'm liking it. We've got a capy approaching us, which should be alright. We've got Can, though I forget if the range thing will work there, but we have, of course, Hatsune Miku, which should definitely work. Let's... Oh, right, okay, well, that didn't work then. I guess luring is the order of the day? We've learned from that, if we've learned anything. But of course, it being a no-continue stage, we can't try again and learn a little bit more in our scouting attempt. So this will all be over very quickly. It's a metal croco! I've heard things about this. This is very exciting. Welcome to you, and I guess welcome to the plains of death, it looks like. That was very quick, and there's nothing we can do about it. Okay, so attempt number 2. I've switched up the strategy a little bit to be a bit more sort of chunky units that can get some tax in, do some damage, but it doesn't matter too much if they die. Not really a sort of building up meat shielding thing. Except I have sort of done that as well. I've brought one more meat shield and Subaru, because if anything has dealt well with cappies in the past, it's Subaru. So that's what I'm pinning my hopes on there. I forgot about the relic doge, which, you know, worries me with my ability to retain memory, but, you know, there we go. They're relatively easy to dispense with what seems like legs and cans and that, so not too much of a worry. And if there are no other relics, maybe it's best not to specialise against them anyway, because of course we got this big chunky scary boy here to do big chunky scary things. Worker cat improvement is probably the most important thing here, not in level, but in terms of how much we've got, and we need to try and let this cappy make some ground on us, because last time we tried to deal with it and just got decimated by the WanWan behind it. It's a relic squirrel. Well, that's not too good, but Subaru should be fine with that. It's going to stand at a long enough distance. I put the slow beam on this time because, you know, it's probably useful for stuff like Cappy, and we've got barrier breakers if that is needed. And is there a condition in this that I didn't read about? I feel like there is. I feel like there are definitely semantics going on with respect to deploy limit. Right, well, that's another dimension of despair to look at. Well, thank you very much for that level. Oh, if only I could experiment and find out a little bit more about what works and what doesn't work. Oh, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Oh, well, you can't. Attempt number 3 then. I've gone a little bit more legs mad to try and make use of the knockback combo that I've got. I have now got an alien knockbacker in Lil Macho legs, and I've also brought Grey Fox +2 because we've got red problems, we've got alien problems, and so White Rabbit is surely perfectly suited to that by being able to target both. I've chosen Grey Fox because I feel like knocking back is important to do with how close things get to the base, and necessary if we're dealing with the Cappy closer to our main enemy. The thing that happened in the first battle will just happen again. I've got my Manic Island out here because hopefully it can occasionally do the proc that might be needed for Metal Croco, and also it's pretty well suited to not many unit deploy limit at a time. Right, okay, I'm going to stop spamming stuff now because it is time to let the Cappy move forward a little bit, otherwise we're going to be very much in the shtuck. But don't let the relics get there completely. I may have slightly bungled that, but not too much. They're not sticking on the base, so that's fine. get a bit of waves out, and just Jiangxi as a priority. With a small deploy limit, it's going to be useful as a sort of semi 2-in-1 meat shield there. Get your Manic Island out for some hopeful procs. The knockback definitely works against the capy. The relics, however, that is a problem. Problem.fm, tune in to our most regularly visited radio station. Okay, so Jewell Islands are the solution to everything, right? Well, probably not this time, but maybe it will help us move forward towards a solution. Now, the top row is entirely combos, as well as hopefully being of some use. Island can crit as well, right? Yeah, it can. Okay, so that might benefit our chances of dealing with that Croco before it deals with us. Then, of course, using the Doctor Cat, we've got base defense, not quite as important, and unit defense, very important up. We've still got the knockback here that should benefit the Grey Fox, and then I got rid of Can. Wasn't sure if that was the best choice, but you know, we're a bit time limited here and I usually make the wrong decisions anyway. We got slapstick cats in now for the relics that are a bit more prevalent than would be okay to bring nothing to deal with them with. Strange sentence. Still got the knocking back little macho legs cat if we ever get to a position where it would benefit us, and Seafarer is pretty chunky and pretty anti-alien. That's the plan. Will the plan work? Probably not. I probably was starting quite soon anyway, but I'm going to make a sort of more of an imperative of that this time. See if we can get a little bit of damage off on the main boy with just some of these chunky units at the start before the capy comes along. But I haven't checked to see how quickly it does, so it could come out at any moment and scupper that plan. I guess we're about to find out if we're going to be able to do that. Not going to spend any more monies, going to let it develop upwards a little bit so that we have enough for the Grey Fox when we need it. And there, just on time, is the capy, just as we get knocked back too far away to be able to do any damage to it. Are we going to get one hit? No, we are absolutely not. Excellent stuff. Slapstick, go! Probably do a meat shielding for that, but it's a lost cause at this point. We'll just let the capy get in a bit closer so we can deal with it there and then. Oh, Slapstick Cat's holding its own. Not too bad, not too bad. Okay, we'll put another one out there. Make sure we've got Grey Fox so we don't overspend on other stuff. Slow all of that. Probably get some waves out and then just focus on meat shielding, I reckon. Then the knockback should be fine, and I'll only put out another Slapstick Cat when relics come along again. Oh, good. That was a knockback on capy. But then nothing beneficial happens. You know, we've done the luring which has benefited us because we've had some time alone with the capy. Not in a friendship kind of way, because that would be a dreadful evening, but in a defeating it kind of way, that helps. But that big chunky WanWan boy is always going to get to us, so kind of begs the question, what's the point in even trying? Okay, final wildcard strat here. We've had our 4 attempts that our energy affords us, and we got one more attempt because of add for energy. And in this one, I am going to try and cover all the bases and do a rush strat. So my reasoning is that usually when I try these levels and it doesn't work, people say, oh, well, you meant to rush it. You know, you're useless and you never work anything out. And maybe this is one of those times, and hopefully, you know, maybe we'll do a bit better out of that. And at least, if not, I will have seen if it can work. So I thought fast stuff isn't going to benefit me that much because it will just die, like Manic Lion was my first thought. Then I was like, well, no. So then I took a leaf out of the book of my Crazed Lizard strat. Make stuff walk in and get whacks on the big boss. The problem is, I don't know if the WanWan is moving my stuff back out of ability rather than damage. So I don't know if rushing through and trying to get damage with the chunky Titan boys is actually going to make any difference. And actually, now the capy's here anyway, I don't see what benefit we're going to get out of it. But I think Sniper the Cat dealt a tiny little hit there, but I don't actually think that's going to get us to any better position than we did before. Good shot on the Relic Doge there, Manic Chimera. Oh, lovely waves. Because we got 99% on another run, actually, so this is probably going to end up being the same. And despite having Rich Cat, we are in much the same financial position as we usually are. All it really enabled us to do was start a little bit more quickly, and we all know how that went. Do I have enough leverage to save up for Grey Fox? Is it even worth doing because it's just going to get decimated in the same way as one usually sees? Well, it's worth trying, isn't it? Let's slow you so that we have enough space to try and deal with you. But I don't know, you know, we're... Oh! Warpy boy reappears and then just goes bleh, completely. This isn't gonna work. I almost feel like it worked better, and we've got to a Celeboodle that I swear I haven't seen before, so things are looking up in a sort of no continues, you make about a nanometer of progress each million energy you spend kind of way. Well, that was that, wasn't it? That's your classic no continue stage, and, I still really dislike the concept of them. There was a time where I sort of laid off on the criticism a bit because people were getting a bit tired of the criticism, but I think, they really ought to be criticised. Making people spend 200 energy each time to achieve basically nothing is obscene. I go fairly mad each time I try these levels, but I reckon I don't go insane because I'm setting myself the limit of the energy I had when I started trying to do the level. If you're going to have no continue stages, the fact that you can't use a cat food continue, fair enough as a feature, but limit these stages to 150 at the most energy a time. Otherwise, it's not really conducive to progress towards a goal. I get there, I'll improve a little bit more, I'll work out how the stage works. No, you can't. Because the moment something goes wrong, which, it has all of these times, you lose, and that's it. 200 energy down the drain and basically a quarter of your attempts gone. I will continue to do these stages, but in a way that is not going to send me into a spiral of leadership, energy spending and conforming to the miserable practice of energy wastage that they proffer. And off the back of those words that I myself do not understand, I should probably leave you all to your angry, hopefully not, constructive, hopefully yes, enjoyed, hopefully the most comments. I bid you goodbye, and I hope you enjoyed.